We have Malvika on the broadcast with us. Malvika, you've spoken elaborately about the arrangements, the theme, the preparation, the meals. But do tell us a little bit about the conversation as well. What happens during the state official dinner? What kind of conversations take place?
After these formal addresses have been made by the President of the US and Prime Minister Modi, the floor is open. There's a lot of intermingling of the tables. There are obviously, when you are entering such an organized event, and that to the state dinner, the tables are pre-assigned to people. So it's not that you enter and you can sit anywhere you like. Tables are pre-assigned. The guest list is curated very carefully, and it's also decided very carefully who will sit, and usually people are mapped to others who might be relevant for them, or the conversations are curated in some senses just by the way in which guests are seated on various tables. But good hosts usually tend to always keep in mind that the people who are on the table are able to have conversations with one another. You're likely to see conversations around business, economy, polity. Of course, the Prime Minister's speech at the Capitol, and right here, the bond of bonhomie that you saw between President Biden and Prime Minister Modi will be a topic of discussion inside the White House.
Absolutely, because Malvika, it means, not seeing if the guests would be also letting their hair down, but here, even when it comes to such kind of a mix of a lot of formal conversations, of course, the business and dealings and everything is done by now, and this would be, a very successful wrapping up of this visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Very few of them who have actually been accorded a state dinner.
That's true. The Biden administration by itself has hosted only 3 such state dinners, and one of them is for Prime Minister Modi. So that clearly indicates the growing importance of India in the foreign policy of the United States of America. As far as the dinner is concerned, while this is the last day of the formal government engagements that the Prime Minister has, tomorrow he does have events. There is a luncheon with the State Department which is being hosted, and then Prime Minister is also going to be at an event where several other corporate leaders are going to be present. This is at the Kennedy Center, and there is an event that has been organized where the diaspora will get an opportunity to hear from the Prime Minister.
Absolutely. Let's also talk about the Prime Minister's second address to a joint sitting of the US Congress, where, he was very clear when it came to the issue of terrorism, when it came to a joint fight against terrorism. He made it absolutely clear that, this is not the era of war. This is the era of dialogue and diplomacy.
Well, that's right. Both the leaders, whether it was President Joe Biden and Prime Minister Modi, laid emphasis on closer cooperation in areas of defense and national security, and India's growing prominence in the Indo-Pacific region. India has joined the Quad Summit, wherein only there are 4 partners as US, Japan, Australia, and India. So the growing significance of India is an indication and a symbol from such engagements that we are witnessing here in the US right now. Just the way the US government, the President Biden himself, Dr. Jill Biden, the First Lady, have been extending a warm hand of friendship. It reflects that India has arrived on the global stage, and while the country is going to retain its independence in terms of foreign policy, which it has already clarified, it will emerge as a strategic partner for the US.
Absolutely. So, Malvika, it is almost, the time for breakfast here for us here in India. But the state dinner that is happening there, and of course, if you could just tell us and our viewers who are watching this very early morning broadcast, what exactly is there on the menu?
Well, it's a very elaborate menu. I don't remember the names of all the dishes at the top of my mind, but there is it's the year of the millets, and millets are a key component of the menu. The various dishes, mushrooms are a big component. The menu is entirely vegetarian. There are several desserts that have been prepared. All the desserts are also vegetarian. And the theme for the entire ceremony is India's national bird, peacock. So you're seeing a lot of greens, hues of blues in the decor right at the state dinner. On the dinner tables, you're seeing lotus, you're seeing saffron, you're seeing colors of the Indian flag, which is also a reflection of the importance that has been paid to each element of whatever matters to Prime Minister Modi.